Hey, what's going on with you guys? Personal Life Sports. You're back here with another video. So I'm pretty sure all you guys heard the news about the whole James Harden clapping back at Giannis for his comments that he brought up. It was in an interview with Rachael Nichols on ESPN, and of course, I'm kind of starting to see that ESPN, to a certain extent, likes to pit stars against each other, or make things bigger than they need to be, and then they bring them to certain stars, and we get all these clapbacks. So Rachael Nichols interviewing James Harden brings up a comment from, the All-Star draft. Then after post All-Star game, when she said Giannis wanted the guy who could pass when Giannis was, on the board ready to get drafted. Giannis did not pick James Harden. He picked Kemba Walker, even though Giannis has more assists. And then post game, Giannis talked about, we tried to go at whoever James Harden was guarding. And then recently in the interview, I think it was either 2 days ago or yesterday. I'm not really sure, but then James says, which is the big quote, is, "Yeah, I wish I was 7 feet and could run and dunk. It takes no skill at all. I think it'll be more appreciated. I actually have to work on skills. I actually have to be good at things. You know, uh, that's not exactly what he said, but I'm just quoting. That's basically what he said. I probably should get the real quote, but I apologize. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I didn't really like what Harden said, because if you look at Giannis and how he came into the league, Giannis was skinny. He was frail. He was not very skilled. He was not a guy who could run, jump, and dribble like he can now. And he had no muscle on him, like I just said, and he couldn't shoot, even then. But as you've seen Giannis develop, you've seen him bulk up massively. I think they said he put on like 30 to 40 pounds of muscle over a couple of years. He's huge now. I mean, this dude is massive. And he's developed coordination. He's developed his ball handling. Now he gets down the court fluidly in 2 to 3 dribbles easily. 4 on a bad possession. You know what I'm saying? That's how long he is. That's how long his legs are. Like, that's how I really don't know how to describe this guy. Like, he's so, like, when you look at him, it's like, wow. Anyway, and then he's developing his shooting game, which is a skill. Now, people say he's not a very great passer because he's really passing out to guys who are beyond the 3-point line. Okay. I'm pretty sure he doesn't just pass the guys beyond the 3-point line. I'm pretty sure he's had assists where he's finding guys on back cuts. I'm pretty sure James Harden's had those kind of assists. Now, James Harden is a very skilled player. He is a great ball handler. He does know how to take guys off the dribble. He does know how to get to the free throw line, knock down, free throws way better than Giannis. He is a better 3-point shooter than Giannis. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. As great as James Harden is, James Harden, what I think people have said this, but people kind of gloss over it. He's a volume scorer. He's not a guy who really does it efficiently. He does that on some nights, but most nights it's where he's shooting tons of shots to get his 35 to 40 points. He is a volume scorer because in that system in Houston, a lot of what he's doing is taking a lot of threes off the dribble, a lot of step-back threes, even though he does make step-back threes at a pretty high clip, and it's getting to the line, and it's making layups. It's not all that in-between stuff, not all that stuff that the offense is made for, not mid-range. It's threes, layups, and free throws. That's all Houston wants to do. But a lot of what we see is James Harden's numbers in 42% to 45% shooting from the field, 33% to 37% for the game from 3-point range. Now, those aren't bad numbers, but those are streaky numbers because they fluctuate. Giannis, night in and night out, is at 30 points per game, almost 14 rebounds per game, almost 6 assists per game, to go along with probably 2 steals and 2 blocks per game. That's easy work, and he's playing, and he's sitting out fourth quarters while he's doing it. Now, that granted, he's on a very good team that is surrounded by him with good shooters, really great defenders, especially good perimeter defenders, but excellent rim protectors. I'll give you that. And Giannis being an excellent rim protector himself. But man, he's putting up numbers. If if it doesn't take any skill to do what Giannis is doing, then couldn't every 7-footer do that, James Harden? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, there's a lot of 7-footers like that. You know, Kevin Durant is a excellently skilled 7-footer, but he's not consistently doing what Giannis is doing. Giannis, to me, like his legs are longer. He's got probably a longer wingspan than KD, and he gets up and down the floor at a quicker pace. Not only and he jumps. I'm pretty sure if they did a vertical, to me that really doesn't matter. I think what Giannis does, it takes skill because you can't just dribble like that. You have to develop dribbling skills in traffic. Giannis does still dribble in traffic. Just because he gets around guys easily because of his long legs doesn't mean it doesn't take skill. It takes footwork and coordination to get to the rim, James Harden. You would know that more than anyone, James Harden, because there are times, James Harden, when you've not been called for travels. I remember watching a highlight from a different YouTube video on James Harden. James Harden does get away with certain things. And James Harden, as skilled as he does kind of use theatrics when drawing fouls. Is that a skill? You maybe could add that to his skill trick book. I don't know. But he seems to exaggerate a lot of foul calls. That's why some fans do not like James Harden's game. As skilled as he is, I'm not saying he's not skilled, but as skilled as he is, he still does use theatrics to get his way. Now, those things are built into the rule book, and he exploits them because that's what smart players do. So I'm not going to blame James Harden for that as much as some people would. But I just find it seriously disrespectful. And for anyone to agree with James Harden's take that Giannis doesn't have any skills, which I'm pretty sure he's not saying he doesn't have any skills if, he talked about it more in depth. But, man, let's not play that game, James Harden. Let's not. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of James Harden's game, but I do acknowledge that he is a very good scorer. But I'm saying very good. To me, he is a volume scorer. I think an excellent scorer, and I hate to say this, I hate to do this a lot, but I think Steph Curry is an example. Because Steph Curry, we've seen him go 50, 40, 90, shooting 50% from the field, 40% from three-point range, and 90% from the line. James Harden is an excellent free throw shooter, so Steph Curry is not too far off, even though he's more accurate. But Steph Curry, to me, people would say Steph Curry comes off a lot more screens. You guys remember the 2015-2016 season when Steph Curry was consistently taking people off the dribble from mid-range in the three-point line, game in and game out? Was he using screens? Yes. And let me tell you why he's using screens. Because that's a more efficient way to get off a clean shot than having to go dribble, 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 step back with the hand in your face. All that means really is that James is a great contested shooter, but Steph Curry was shooting a lot of contested threes himself. Okay. Let's not get all that twisted. I mean, and we just saw that. I just seen slander on Steph Curry in a different video. I mean, this is crazy. The stuff that people talk about with stars. Giannis, I'm going to just end this with the Giannis conversation. Giannis is skilled. Let's not get that twisted. He has really good footwork. He's developing a fadeaway post shot. If that starts going, I mean, because people are walling him off the rim. If he starts taking that in the playoffs and making that consistently, yikes. But and I think I heard Doug Gottlieb say he shoots worse than 30%. He's shooting 31% from three-point range. It's not great, but he's taking it, and at least he's becoming more efficient. He's developing a skill. Let's stop this. That's just completely disrespectful. And to finish my Steph Curry take, I'm not really trying to compare Steph Curry and James Harden. James Harden obviously averages more points, but James Harden has to take more shots. But we're going to say Steph Curry's on a better team, so he won't have to take more shots. Steph Curry, he played the 2015-2016 team. That was a team more of depth. It had Steph, Clay, and Draymond. That was before KD. That was still a great team, but that team was more filled with a different depth around Steph Curry. Steph Curry was the main man making things happen. So don't think Steph Curry. I think Steph Curry would be more efficient in that D'Antoni system than James Harden is. Because to me, Steph Curry has a better shot IQ. Steph Curry, to me, knows different ways to get different shots. He would utilize a more pick and roll better than James Harden does, than he did with Clint Capella. I think Steph Curry would love to have a Clint Capella. I'm telling you right now. Russell Westbrook doesn't. That's why he got traded. But, Giannis got skill. James Harden is a more skilled player, but Giannis has skills. So let's not play that game. But that was it for Purpose of Life Sports. Thank you guys for listening. That was my take on this whole spiel. Go check out those ESPN that, Fox Sports, that's my take. You guys have your own opinions, I have mine. They have theirs, guys, let me know what you think in the comments, but I didn't like that whole thing. It kind of seems like they're trying to create a beef to make a rivalry, which is cool. I would love to see Giannis and, Harden go at each other. That'd be pretty cool. So, no big deal, but, let's not make up things around here, okay? So, but it's Perfect Jam Live Sports, and I will see you guys in my next video.